FC Cincinnati has been around for 10 years, and they created a 10-year commemorative patch collection. Now I want to build something to hold them. So, first thing I did was measure the thicknesses after I did a layout on the paper to see what it looked like. This is what I'm looking at making. I like how the patches are recessed into the wood, and I like the badge in the center. Only thing I think I'll change is I'll make this a round outside plaque. To start, I made a 3x3 square on a piece of paper. This way, I can use this to take photographs and bring each of them into my CAD software to do the engravings. The 3x3 square is key and made my life much easier, as we'll learn later. People get excited about soccer, and I thought I'd give you a little flavor. They march and sing to the stadium. They march and sing when they come into the stadium. And it's just a good time. When we score, the stadium goes wild. It's very exciting. This is a lot of fun. And the post game, even the stadium lights up. It's just a good time. So here are the patches. And like I said, I photographed them inside a 3x3 square. And then I trimmed each one and resaved it. This made my life much easier because I didn't have to scale it. But you just save it. So then I went into Fusion and made a sketch. Each of those are 3x3 squares in the sketch. And by having that, when I imported the pictures, they fit in straight away. I did not have to rescale. That made my life very easy. Now that I have the pictures inside Fusion, I can now draw around and create another sketch so that will become the recess in the wood. So you draw it to scale. And then, so now I've got the outline, then I select that and I create an offset, which is 30 thousandths outside in all directions. This is a little oversized for the patch. We continue around until we get all the patches done and all the recesses created. In the last design, you saw me sketch straight lines and arcs. This time we're using a polyline. Polylines are very convenient for odd shapes, and they're very smart. Makes my life easy. Again, once the polyline is closed and we have the badge traced, then we create an offset, 30 thousandths outside in all directions. Once I created the offset to the outside, then I went back and changed the inside line to a construction line so it doesn't screw up my recess. Now we just do all the patches and get the sketches so that we can create the recesses all the way around. I made the recesses 70 thousandths thick because the patches were less than 62 thousandths. Once all the sketches are complete, I select them all and then I extrude them to create the recess. I push them down into the material 70 thousandths. I'm going to use my Onefinity CNC for this project. It's perfect for it. I'm going to use 3 different cutters, a 1/4 inch, an 1/8 inch, and an 040 for the very fine work. We start with the 1/4 inch. This will rough it out. The other bits are more fragile, so that's why I want to use the 1/4 and work my way down. This will get rid of most of the wood. We now switch to the 1/8 inch and you can see we get better definition, finer. I can machine things before that I couldn't with the 1/4 inch. Then we go to the taper ball nose bit. It's only 0.5 millimeter radius on the end, and it's 4.82 degrees, a very fragile bit, but perfect for fine work. Here I'll show you the center badge, done first with the 1/4 inch, and you can see how rough and coarse it is. Then we go to the 1/8 inch, and it's refined. Then we go to the tapered ball nose, and we can see what great detail we get. This is looking good. I'm very happy. And the patches fit. It's always a bonus. Now, we just have to cut the 16-inch circle, and I use tabs to keep it centered. As I remove the carving from the CNC, you can see the tabs which hold it into the wood. This keeps it from moving around. Now, we use a flush trim bit to cut it out of the wood. And I've got to clean it up. Sand, sand, sand. It never ends. To hang these on the wall, I want to use a keyhole slot. I use my keyhole cutter and my handheld router. But first, I like to drill a hole for the keyhole bit because it's not center cutting. So I did my layout where I want the slot towards the top, and then I set the drill press up so I can't drill through the front. That would be a shame. Then I set up my fence. And now I'm going to use the handheld router to cut the slot, the keyhole slot, so that a screw can hang it on the wall securely. You cut into and out of, or the sawdust will trap the router bit into the cut. Now I'm going to use brown stain on the whole surface. Just water-based stain, wipe on, wipe off, and make sure you get all the crevices covered. Next, I'm going to sand the center badge so that it sticks out. The big question is, should I have stained it or left it all white? I think by using the stain, it gives it a better depth, and it looks like the lion has fur that way. It's more work, but I think it's a better product. After we sand, I'm going to use a polyurethane, a water-based polyurethane for the top coats. I started on the back, then I moved to the front. I should have been more careful. The sharp edges of the recesses unload the brush, and I got too much on. So I'm going to have to remove it from the white areas in the badge that you can see. Lessons in humility. Now it's time to cut the 80 thousandths thick acrylic cover. So the first thing I'm going to do is put tape on both sides to support it during the cutting. I will use an oscillating cutter, which works well, and make multiple passes around from both sides until it cuts through. After cutting halfway through from the top, I flipped it over, but I couldn't see through the blue tape, so I removed it so I could see the score line and I could cut from the back. A little obligatory sanding, and now we have to drill the holes. So I'm using the drill press, and I clamped it down to make sure the acrylic didn't jump and crack. Again, it was taped both sides. Now we're going to drill the holes, or transfer the holes from the acrylic into the wood. So I spotted them. Now I'm going to go back and drill carefully controlled depth holes for the threads. But there's also a shank, so I need to counterbore a little bit for the shank. So that's what that second drill was. Now I'm going to use brass screws, so I want to use a steel screw to cut the threads. That way I don't ruin the head. And the big thing, if you know me, is you use wax when you're screwing into hardwoods. This is poplar, which is soft, but I don't want to screw it up since I'm putting the screw in and then pulling the screw out. Now's the fun part. We get to put the patches back in. They look great. But I've got one little problem. I had a blob of finish in the 2023, which I had to dig out with a chisel. No problem. Now let's put on the acrylic cover. I'm using the brass screws, which are round head, and they look pretty good. No washer, because I want to minimize the appearance. This looks good. I'm very happy. I made 2 of them because one's for me and one's for a birthday gift. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and ring the bell. I appreciate you watching the Johnsonville Woodworker.